This is a story about flying in bad weather, which you shouldn't do. But I took off and flew over to Belle Glade, and I went over and I was by myself, and I was going to just land at Belle Glade and walk over to a restaurant and get something to eat. Well, I did that, but the restaurant was closed. So I went back and getting on in my gyro, and I looked up and there was a black cloud rolling towards me. It was a front, and the black ran from looked like coast to coast, big wide front moving in. So I thought, this is going to be a problem. It's straight between me and where I got to go, but I can't go around it. It goes everywhere. So I thought, well, I wonder how high it goes. So anyway, I cranked it up and left. There's no use of trying to stay there because in the front of that storm is going to be some wind. And I didn't have enough rope to tie my gyro down, and it would probably just tear it up sitting on the ground. So I took off and went up, and I thought, well, I'll see how I'll go up pretty high and see if I can see over it. Yeah, that was a waste of time. No telling how high it went. So I looked at it, and I was up enough altitude, a few thousand feet, and I looked to the east and the west, and just for you to see was that black cloud. It was coming towards me, and I thought, well, the only way I'm going to get to where I'm going is to go through it. So I took off and headed through it. When I hit the leading edge of it, it did have the wind that I expected, and a little bit of rain, but mostly wind. And the old airspeed indicator would go from 0 to 100, back to 50, and back to 80, and down to 0. And I just concentrated on keeping my rotor blades up. So I was watching my rotor tack and make sure I had rotor speed. And I had that, I knew I could stay in the air. But you have to worry about downdrafts and updrafts and all that kind of stuff, because you want to have enough altitude that if you hit a downdraft, it couldn't slam you in the ground. You could fly through it maybe or something. So I kept some speed up and some altitude, and like I say, it turned sideways, first left, then right, then up, then down. And I don't know how long I went through that thing. And then next thing I know, we come out to the other side and it started raining a little bit. And I seen something up there in the air with me, and I looked around, and there was sugar cane. I was flying over a big field of sugar cane down there. And that wind was blowing that sugar cane up in the air as high as I was. Big stalks of it. Now that stuff could sure ruin a prop if it hit it. But I was lucky and it didn't hit the prop, but the rotor blades didn't hit nothing. So then it started raining, and then it rained. The wind kind of died, but it was a hell of a rainstorm. So I flew all the way through that, and when I got to the Belle where I wanted to go, it was still raining. But I put it on the ground just as soon as I got there. And it worries you when you get in a situation like that, and the weather is the most dangerous thing about flying a light machine in.